Welcome, everyone, to the 2025 Palooza Draft. We are your hosts, Max and Nolan.
Max's friend,
Nolan Wilms. Pleasure to be here with you all. It's truly a treat, and we're excited to get things kicked off. Nolan, give us some things you're excited about this year's draft.
Just like what I said last year, I'm really excited for next year's. Just looking at the players available that I've been able to see pre-draft process, it is quite deep, I would say, compared to some previous years, which is always a good thing. We love depth. And I think it's just going to be a really fun week of ball.
Yes, I agree. I couldn't agree more with what you just said there. A lot of depth. We got a lot of stats in front of us. We have a lot of content to cover. I guess maybe a good place to start would be a trade that has just came in. A trade. Nolan, break this shit down for us.
So the Thunder Cunters went out. They weren't happy with me in the locker room. She had some issues, and she wanted out of her contract. So the workforce went and talked to them, wanted a deal done. So they did get rid of Mia, and the Thunder Cunters did receive Ben. I also did hear with Ben, his wisdom teeth are coming out on Tuesday.
Really?
So that's going to be interesting to see how he can transition from wisdom teeth onto the field.
Yeah, I really wonder how long that's going to lay him up for. If I did hear correctly, I think it was Tuesday?
Yes.
So Tuesday for the wisdom teeth being pulled. Ben Fuhrer. Interesting last name. The Cunters roster, we'll jump into that, speaking of them, in this new edition they have. Seeing pictured are kind of the two workhorses, the two, two members of the team that kind of identify this team's culture. Max Schmeling on the right and Liam Hoselander on the left. Yes, he does indeed land hose.
If I'm correct, I believe is it Houselander? If I just want to correct that for you, just because I'm friends with Liam.
I read what's on the slide. But yeah, a lot of depth on this individual team. They're going to have a lot of different opportunities to switch things up, figure out what works best for them, and this is an exciting time. How many years is it that they've been playing?
This for them, I want to say maybe 25, maybe 4 years now, 5 years possibly.
Yeah, so they are a long-standing team in this event. I know that they're always high-spirited, great vibes out there on the field. You never really know what you're gonna get out there. I mean, just looking at this picture of Schmeling in the pink headband, I mean, this guy just rocks. He's all over Twitter, Milwaukee Milkman, social media, Quick Trip, Cashier, and now with Palooza this summer. This guy is everywhere.
He's got quite the loaded schedule. Curious to see how he's going to be able to balance all of his activities.
Right.
So that'll be possibly something that they've discussed already in the locker room. But I'm sure having that depth on that roster will help them this upcoming week.
Right. Yeah, no, it seems as though they're prepared for anything. This roster says it all. Just a lot of talent. Just looking through some stats here. Schmeling is on this list somewhere. Just give us one moment here.
Reading is hard for us.
There's only 2 Maxes on here. It shouldn't be that hard. There he is. He's coming into this season with 10 hits off 28 at-bats. Pretty impressive. Room for growth. 357 average for those doing math at home. And, I think that's something that I think we'll only see rise after this year. What do you think his potential is, Nolan?
His ceiling is his roof, I would say.
I agree.
Just with the amount of just kind of happiness he always just brings to the team and to the tournament. Just sky's definitely just the limit for this man. And I'm sure I know he has this marked on his calendar every single year, already probably marked up next calendar.
Sure.
He just eats, sleeps, and breathes the Palooza.
Right.
So he's definitely excited to get out there.
Is it just me? Maybe it is. Fill me in if I'm wrong. JaCrispy sent me. What does that mean?
If I knew what it was, I'd tell you, I think.
So it's not just you. That's good.
No, it's not just you. It might even just be a him thing.
I think there's a lot of things.
Yes.
I mean, he lands hose. I'm not going to question him. He definitely knows what he's doing.
So, and he has landed one hoe, if I'm correct, because he is in a relationship.
Whoa!
I didn't mean to say that. I'm just going off of the name.
I mean, good for him. All right. Now, we'd like to move forward here and introduce a new team, the Ball Busters. They bust balls. Eli Passy, Grant Hahn, Liam McGuire, and Andrew Casey. Wow. A lot of big names that just pop off this slide here. What stands out to you most? Something, you guys, a fun fact about a player. What are you looking for in this team?
Noticing the first two guys on this list were part of the Munchkin dynasty many moons ago. I know a fun fact about Eli Passy. He likes twiddling his thumbs, walking on the beach, and probably just playing around in a flower patch or whatever he likes to do.
Can't tell if that was just a Nolan thing or if those things are actually true.
No, they're totally true.
Cool. Grant Hahn, that'll be a great addition. Are all these guys Munchkin people, or is it just Eli?
If I'm correct, it's just Eli and Grant were part of the Munchkin team many Paloozas ago.
And Munchkins, is that from, what is that from? Munchkins?
I would guess Munchkins is probably from Munchkins.
Is that the name of the movie?
Not quite.
Is it like it could be a Star Wars thing?
I believe they were just called the Munchkins.
The chat's disabled, unfortunately. We try to get it working for you. Mitchell Quapic, Red Mitch, Mitch is trying to get the chat working. Otherwise, I would say please chat, help us. No, this is great. It's exciting. New team's always more fun. Ball Busters. Really excited about that. Moving forward, we'd like to show you here the all-time leaders. You take a look at this clips, and there's a lot of there's a lot of repeats, but there's also a little bit of diversity there. There's a lot of people contributing in different ways to their teams. That goes into the complex algorithm that a lot of these captains will be taking into account when making their picks. Obviously, you got to look for the long ball hitters there on your right. Who's going to get you those runs in short order and contribute when you can get guys on base. Batting average, Mitchell Geiger. I mean, this guy, I think last year we were talking, his average was even above 800.
During his first couple of years, I know he hasn't played in a few years.
Extremely impressive.
Yes, at one point he was above an 800 average. But then his last time he came out, a little bit of a slump. Might have been because he was gone for a bit. But he still is holding that top average spot.
Right. At the end of the day, the question you have to ask yourself is, can he get on base? And does he get on base good?
And looking at those numbers, I would say he does.
Yes. The numbers do not lie. It's all in the data. And then hits, we got our commits there at the top, 335. It'll be exciting to see if he can keep that lead in that department. But overall, I think, the big names that are repeated here, Mitch, Wes, Greenthal, Eckel is up there a couple times. So, that really just tells you everything you need to know for those first-round draft picks, those captains that are making those picks. And which of you are of one?
Indeed, this year I will be one of the captains for this tournament.
All-time leaders, more stats for you. Just trying to break down the numbers, really peel back that onion, try to give you as much information about this draft board this evening. We got some captains on here. Notable under RBI, I see one, Corey White. He is absent from this year's Palooza. Kind of interesting, former Cy Young, very accredited and renowned, well-achieved Palooza player. Disappointing we're not going to see him out there this year.
I would definitely say disappointed, for sure, especially just listening or being able to speak to him prior and him letting us know his reasons.
What were those? Did he share?
He's 29 years old now. He's kind of getting up there in age for himself. He's kind of getting that dad bod now. Not saying he's going to become he is a dad or anything, but he's just a very frail kind of old person now.
And yeah, I know his AC went out this week. He's toughing it out there. Him and Kayla. Kayla, his girlfriend, stole my spot in his condo. Still not over that. I don't think I'll ever get over that. So, he's kind of on the shit list here.
Yeah, I would definitely get that. And, he's still using excuses from a couple weeks ago why he can't play this upcoming week. And, he's got this golf league on Thursdays that he does every single Thursday from spring to September.
Yes.
Not sure why he can't just miss one
of those Thursdays.
Yeah, just one of them.
Well, here we go. What you guys have been really waiting for, our stats. I believe that's me and EJ Liddell, Ohio State Buckeyes jersey. I think he tore his ACL right after he got drafted to the NBA. One season played. I did some good things, a lot of learning, and I think that might be where my career ends. Maybe I'll rejoin the draft in future years, but for right now, I think that's all I have. Nolan, talk to me about your career here. What explain these numbers to me?
Yeah, looking at that graphic right there, I'd say the most notable thing is the amount of rolls that I have in that photo. Those look pretty good in my opinion.
Oh, don't say that.
Rocking the double leg sleeve, I'm glad that's a photo. A big thing for me, looking at that third stat with the walks, I've definitely been slouching in that department as of late. I lost my crown. And that's just a big thing for me, just always trying to be someone that can get on base. Just because my home run to at-bat ratio isn't the best, or the average kind of in general is kind of at the lower tier spot. So I'm just kind of doing anything that I can to get on base. Definitely going to try to increase that number this year.
I love to hear that. No, I think that you're being too critical of yourself. I think that picture looks really good. Looks moist. Looks like you've been out there playing hard, and I think that just shows and demonstrates your grit that you would demonstrate out there on the field. And personally, that's something I would look for in my captain. So I think for those that are on the draft board, I think that's something you guys should look for as well. Moving forward here, captains. As aforementioned, Nolan Wills, my co-host, double leg sleeve. Will that be coming out this week, you think?
I got some ideas cooking. I don't want to give them away too much right now, just because I know some people probably want to copy my drip. But, just when you're just the OG leaky faucet, you just can't really be giving out too much info.
Facts, brother. Facts. AJ McKinnon, Dev Stathis, John Schulte, Connor Strickland, Ben Schulk, and Colton Down rounding out the other captains. I think this is a very, very fair group of captains in terms of overall talent. I know that our committee worked very hard to put these together and giving them the associated odds in terms of their draft order based upon their own individual skill level. I think this is a great group. Nolan, would you agree? Any other comments?
Yeah, I would say these captains here definitely have a lot to prove. Some guys have obviously won the tournament before. I know AJ, John has been part of a lot of them. Schulk being a very good outfielder, winning some gold gloves. Colton Dowd always wearing his work boots when he's out there. We'll be curious to see how Dev, he does, maybe he'll bring them out again this week. If I'm correct, Connor and Dev, this will be their first times being a captain for this tournament.
Yeah.
So we'll be curious to see how they take the draft.
Yeah. Is there anyone on this list that you would define as maybe can't win the big one? Or are these guys still, haven't had their chance, unproven? But
I would love to say Colton's name just to kind of annoy him, but I believe he's won the tournament at least once, so I can't really say too much.
Way to be unbiased.
But yeah.
It is quite lit here in the BSA draft room. Lightning storm going outside on the corner of 12th and Juneau in downtown Milwaukee, so apologize for any background noise. It's actually quite a vicious storm. Hopefully all you are at home and not on the road. Oh. Draft order, as decided at 7 p.m. earlier this evening. And we did witness Mitch randomize and click the random ball generator to see the draft order. Nolan coming out at number 1. Followed by Team Stathis, Dowd, McKinnon, Strickland, Schulte, Schulk. How excited are you with the number 1 overall pick, Nolan?
I would definitely say excited, just because being able to, with such a deep kind of draft order, being able to get one of those kind of top guys that I'll definitely need on my team is definitely a blessing. So hopefully with that number 1 pick, I can create a good team around me.
No, I think that's well said. I think you're in a position to have great success. Anyone you think that probably didn't benefit from this random number generator?
I would say maybe Connor, just because he has played the least
Gotcha.
in this tournament. So he's still just trying to get his feet in the water.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But with down there at 6 and 7, Team Schulte and Schalk both have tons of experience in this tournament, and I'm sure that they'll still be able to build a great team around them. Both have won this tournament before. So I think with their veteran experience, they'll definitely be able to kind of mentor they have around them.
Yeah, I think those are all great important points. Excited to see what these captains do with their picks and how this all fleshes out. All right, so trigger warning here. Mock draft, best available from Mitchell Kwapik's personal archives. Please keep in mind, this has been a very thorough process, and while you may be emotional seeing where your name is or if you're too low or too high, so just keep that in mind. Nolan, anything of note on here? I see Ty Termont missing 3 days. That's of note. And Dylan Malkowski Friday and Saturday only. So that's good to know that those players and what their availability is. Any comments?
Again, just kind of like what I said earlier, just with how deep this tournament I think is. Looking at a lot of these names, most of these players have won the tournament before or have been at least deep into the playoffs. If I'm correct, 22 and 23 with Jacob and Hunter. These are their first seasons this year, so possibly be sleepers in the draft, and maybe they could be a great diamond in the rough.
Sure. If just my personal opinion, seeing Wesley Kwapik at 12, I feel like that's a snub as the home run leader in career statistics. I feel like Wesley, if you're watching, you should be triggered. And I think that's upsetting for me personally. Seeing that.
Yeah, in my opinion, I'd say that might even be too high of a ranking.
Oh, wow.
Just because of the issues he does bring in the locker room. Like I've said in previous broadcasts that we've done over the years, definitely just got to make sure you just keep him happy. He wants to be that star player on the team, and if he's not getting that treatment, possibly some issues cooking up there in the locker room.
Got it. Wow. A lot said there. Jared Letterman, number 20 on the list there. Interesting. I think he, what is he doing? Is he up north tonight? He was going to maybe join us for the draft, but he always seems to have something going on.
If I am correct, he also was supposed to be a captain this year, but I know he did have some...
It's an engagement party.
That's what it is.
Yeah, his dog's sister's brother's engagement party, I believe it was. So he had to be there for that. This is a great list. Thank you, Mitch. And now we shoot it back to us in the draft room at Mitch's apartment. Really excited to be here. We got our, Nolan rocking his beer bat that he's become known throughout our drafts here together, and my White Claw bowl. We're going to be with you here all night, providing you on the second draft picks, analysis, interviews, etc. So really excited to spend that time with you.
One thing I do want to ask you, Max, if I'm correct, this is a new bowl for you this year.
Correct.
What made you kind of want to change up the bowl?
Bowls, yes. I'm glad you asked about my bowl. It is aesthetically very pleasing. Vikings did play today. J.J. McCarthy, 3 of 7 for 40 yards. Had a pressure in the pocket and completed a pass down to Jordan Addison for 18 yards. So considering all that, knowing it ends with us, that's important. That purple aesthetic. Mm-hmm. I just felt like the bowl switch was necessary. Yeah. If I'm being honest, I think it made too much sense not to switch it up. And I do love the curvature of the bowl. It fits my mouth quite well when I take a sip.
Mm-hmm.
It works really well, and I'm glad that Mitchell has offered that up to me. So here we are, year 11, with Palooza draft night. I think we've done enough talking, enough intro here. I think you're probably getting tired of us talking already. But we can't wait to get this started with you. And look at that. It looks like we got the chat working. Schulte coming in saying, is Nolan muted? He keeps cutting out.
That's just how I kind of work. I'm not always the best listener. It's always, what I say, learning, growing, and succeeding.
That is always what you say. That is the Muskego High School. Is it still their motto?
If I'm correct, yeah. Every student's just there learning, growing, and succeeding. And that's just what even the tournament's always about, too. Just learning from the tournament. It is very relevant
in this tournament.
It is.
Very, very well said. And most of our draft pool being Muskego High School graduate, I think it even makes itself more relevant.
Exactly.
Glad to have the chat up and working. Please give us feedback. We'll be shouting out to the chat to help us. We're still trying to figure out what the Munchkins is from, if it's from a movie, play, musical, other TV show. It could it be Wizard of Oz, the Munchkins? I think it might be Wizard of Oz.
I knew they did it just because they were
chat help us.
I believe they were still in middle school at the time, just so they technically were just Munchkins in general.
I understand that part, yeah.
But I'm sure
knowing they were small.
Yes, and I'm sure knowing them, they definitely had a more deeper thought with the name.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. We got it's 7:59 Central Daylight. I'm not completely sure. Draft starting here shortly. Nolan is drinking his Still Allure Reserve. What flavor is that? Spiked cherry slushy flavor, 8% ABV. Nolan, what do you think this is going to have an effect? How do you think this is going to have an effect on your digestive tract tomorrow morning?
I think that's just going to more so be a tomorrow morning problem. Just because right now I just got to make sure I'm focused and locked in on this draft, especially as being a captain, not just a broadcaster tonight. So really just trying to focus on the guys I want. I had some interviews with some guys before the draft. Some guys I thought interviews definitely went well with some guys.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think without further ado, the clock just struck 8 p.m. I think that means we can get things started. And since you do have the first overall pick, if I'm not mistaken, I think that gives you your opportunity here to kick us off.
Yeah, definitely been thinking about my pick since we did the lottery. Just doing some mock drafts, seeing where people could possibly fall. But yes, with the first pick in the 2025 Palooza draft, I will be selecting Joshua Brider.
Josh Brider. I mean, I think any other pick at that position, I believe I heard would be silly, was the quote I heard, talking to league sources. So, great pick, Josh Brider. How many times has he won this event?
I want to say maybe 3 times. I know he did go on a little run with his brother over the last couple of years. But just when we were talking at the career stats earlier in this stream, just seeing that he was up there with the average, the home runs.
It's all there. It's the whole package.
Yeah, just watching him in the field, whether you're looking at him just being a stat merchant kind of guy or being able to watch the ball live, you can just see why he has those numbers.
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't seen that guy in a while. Josh, you're listening, hello. Hope to see you soon, and good luck in this event. Now, thank you, Mitchell. We are now getting the second pick from Team Stathis, if you remember from our draft order. With the second pick in the 2025 Palooza draft, Dev Stathis selects Sam Greenthal. I repeat, Sam Greenthal with the second overall pick. Nolan, surprise? Good value there?
I was considering him at 101. I would definitely say he's worth being in that top kind of table 1 category, especially just over the last couple of years. Triple Crown winner, I believe 2 years ago. Just the way that he just, if you want him to get on base, he can do that for you. If you want him just hitting home runs, whatever you kind of want from him, he'll listen to you and he'll go and do it.
I agree. Well said. I think that I'm I'm sure team staff is absolutely elated with that pick. I'm not sure how many balls they had and what their odds were to get that second pick, but I know you were excited at 1. 2's not a bad position to be in this draft, and we'll see what he does in the next round. Next up, do you happen to have the draft order handy, Nolan?
You know me. I definitely don't. But you know what we can do here? We're going to get that going.
All right. Well, while you work on that, I'll try to fill some space here as we wait for the 3rd overall pick. I think that this BSA season has been a complete success for those that have participated. I wasn't at my favorite event this year, which was BSA Bags, but I think that carries the biggest storyline this year. Mitch losing to his mom in the playoffs for that had to sting. I'm sure it still does sting. I don't know how you recover for that personally.
I mean, we'll definitely have to ask him about that. Just knowing that we will be talking to him later when he does get drafted, that can definitely be a topic of conversation.
He will be joining us here later. Yes. But yeah, starting from putt, 3-on-3, summer bags, spring scramble, fall scramble upcoming. Just been a great year at BSA, and thank you for all of you who have participated. I would love to play the Palooza, but this streaming and broadcasting piece is just about all I can handle for this week. So, as we said, Teams Wilms had the first overall pick. Stathis just picked Sam Greenthal. Pick number 3 is going to be Team Dowd, followed by Mackinnon, Strickland, Schulte, and Schultz. So we are waiting Team Dowd for his pick. Colton Dowd, as Nolan mentioned, wears his work boots out in the outfield, which maybe I've seen, I just don't remember, but that is quite the look. I know that most players play barefoot, so that is quite something. I got to imagine that would affect his mobility. I don't know how he does that out there, but...
Yeah, so I know when we had our basketball this bit ago, he also did wear them during basketball. That might have led to the reason why in the playoffs he was cramping a lot. So hopefully, come playoffs for the Palooza, no cramping from him. We always want to see our players at the best of their game. We don't want any injuries, of course. Hopefully he can figure out that cramping problem.
I feel like that would lead to blisters. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, he is a specimen, so if he can do it, I'm sure no one else can. We're still waiting his pick instead of Colton. Please, to get this going. Maybe you're trying to get trades going out. That's another element to this. Trades are a huge piece of this draft. You with the number 1 overall pick, I don't think you received any offers, correct?
I did not. I wasn't really looking to shop my pick. Was curious to see if anybody wanted to reach out to me. But, nobody did. Nobody didn't get any possibly exciting offers, which I'm definitely okay with.
I know that you also had the number 1 overall pick in our Dynasty draft earlier this year. Mm-hmm. With Ashton GT, he did go off in preseason.
That's exactly, yeah. I believe it was, 3 carries, -1 yards? Yes. Definitely something that you want with that 101 pick when you look at some other guys, like Tet's back shoulder deep ball catch, Travion Henderson's opening kick return for 100 yards. Shedeur Sanders looks pretty good in OTA camp, according to Twitter. So,
what's this whole thing right now that people are doing where they're just flashing their wrist and saying Shedeur? Have you seen that?
Yeah. So he was doing that in college. I believe he has some song about his watch. I know he would, after some games, he'd go and flex the watch. So it might just be that celebration.
Oh, flexing the watch.
Yeah.
Well, we do have our 3rd pick in here, Nolan. Would you do the honors here?
Yes. With pick 3 this year's with Palooza draft. Colton Dowd will be selecting Derek Stathis.
Wow. Interesting. What, Nolan, did you see this coming?
It's definitely not a surprise. Just looking at some of his stats, especially over the last couple of years, he's been hitting the ball phenomenally well, getting on base. He Let's take a quick gander at some stats
he,
here.
He has a 5th overall career batting average at 701. I mean, that definitely jumps off the page right away. 101 hits off 144 at-bats. That's extremely impressive. Something maybe I overlooked in the prep for this draft, and, that's on me. He has the best home run to at-bat ratio at 424. 42% of the time, he's getting a home run when he goes to the plate. He is definitely worthy of this 3rd overall pick. But just for some reason, maybe in my lack of preparation, I didn't prepare to hear his name this early. So looking forward here, do you think the time that Dowd took to make this pick, you think he was getting offers for this 3rd overall?
I can definitely give you some possibly inside scoop here. Just looking in that captain's group chat.
Oh, please.
Looking at some texts here. Colton was driving.
Oh, okay.
So that might have been an issue as to why he wasn't quick on the pick. I know people were possibly questioning if he was going to be auto-picking in this draft.
But we just refer to Mitch's list then?
I think we just would have been the ones to give him.
Made the pick?
Yeah, I think that's just how that worked. Because looking at it, it did say Red Mitch's order, so we would have to kind of follow that Red Mitch style.
Red Mitch. That's trademarked and tagged from, if I'm not mistaken, is it Turner Kehoe?
Yes, it would be Mr. Turner.
So shout out to Turner. The fact that is stuck for this long, it's not a joke either. Some people do feel strongly about it. But we are employees of the organization, so we stand by our commissioner.
We do, not maybe because we are forced to. I know people can't see behind the camera here. There may be things possibly pointed at us or against our will.
Right.
But we can't obviously say anything about that. Right. We're just happy to be part of the regime.
Correct. That does bring up a point here. Actually, we have our 4th pick coming in from Team Mackinnon with the 4th overall pick in the 2025 with Palooza draft. Team Mackinnon selects Where's the Beef? Jake Schulk. Wow. Just wow. Jake Schulk at 4. Thoughts?
Definitely worth the pick. Just looking at the best available from what Red Mitch had. Jake was listed at 4. So far the Red Mitch is Red Mitchin right now. His first 1 through 4 have been correct. I believe Jake Schulk won MVP last year. If we wanted to look at his 2024 stats,
let's take a look at that.
2 years ago. My apologies. As you can tell, I usually don't make the playoffs that well. I'm always not really focusing.
A regular season award?
It is, but sometimes people don't really take that into account. They more so look at everything before they give out those votes.
Really?
Yeah, they're not supposed to, but some people still do it.
Is this well documented? Is this well communicated? People are looking at the postseason when they should be looking at regular season performance for MVP? Interesting. Go ahead. The voting takes place before the playoffs, so it would be hard to analyze the playoffs.
That's what some
performance
people think.
For a vote that occurs prior to that. But you're on this broadcast for a reason. You have good reasons, so I stand by it.
Yep. Maybe it's just the downpour and rain that's just got me feeling loopy or something.
Go on with this 2024 stats.
2024 stats here from Jake Schulk. We had him batting at exactly 700, so 35 of 50. He did have 2 doubles and 2 triples, so a guy that can really extend on the base path. If he wants to push it, he always showing that he obviously can. Within his 35 hits, he did have 18 home runs. So far, actually just over.
Stretch the base pass and also a power hitter. Getting it
just over half of his hits gone.
That's impressive.
So that's also a pretty good thing when you're looking at getting a guy on base. If more than half of the time he's hitting a home run, even if it's a solo, obviously every run counts. How was that sip?
Good. I need to get this bowl done because it's getting a little warm in the White Claw with White Claw in there. So
did you not want to go with any ice possibly in the bowl this year?
No ice. I mean, obviously, it keeps it colder longer. I'm not a scientist, but I think that is true. I don't like the way it tastes when it's less concentrated, so I try to avoid that.
So you'd say you're anti-ice?
No comment on that specific question.
Okay, thank you. That sounded like a really good guzzle right there.
Oh, it was, Nolan. It was my co-host. All right. Now, awaiting pick number five from Team Strickland. I know you mentioned earlier they might not have gotten the best luck on who, in terms of the draft order, newer player. Is that what you said?
Yep.
It would have been obviously advantageous to a newer player to get every person, but especially someone who's new, higher in the draft order. There's still a ton of great talent on the board, and so I think that he will be more than okay. And then he'll have the opportunity to come back and get an early second-round pick. So.
Yeah, and if I'm correct, I do see, speaking in that captain's group chat, the 5th pick is about to be written and given to us shortly here.
Okay. I don't think it needs to come from permission. You have it there.
Well, I guess, we don't want to waste paper. So with the 5th pick in this year's Palooza draft, Connor Strickland selects Mitchell Kwapik.
Mitchell Kwapik going 5 to Team Strickland. Okay. I think that makes sense. I know that I saw some mocks that hit Mitch going 5th there. And it's almost a mirror image of his ratings, so no surprise there.
I would say I am a little shocked.
Okay. Please tell me.
Why is that? My opinion, I just think, just looking at Mitch's opinions, he definitely would say that Brandon is better than him, looking at the best available.
Got it.
So, just when the commissioner kind of speaks, you would kind of imagine that he's a guy that knows ball. Yeah. So I am a bit shocked with that pick, and really fast right after that, we do have the next pick via Jonathan Schulte, a guy that plays for the name on the front, not the back.
I have no idea who this is going to be. Maybe I should.
I was just referring to John, not the pick. But with the 6th pick, Jonathan Schulte will be selecting Brandon Eckel.
Wow. Great value at 6.
I would definitely say great value at 6. Definitely mocked at 5. In most of the mocks that I saw, whether it's from Mitch, Mel Kiper, just kind of anybody, kind of Pat McAfee, just anyone in kind of that realm. Yeah. Definitely would say got the value for sure.
Wow. Yeah, he was quick on the send button with that one. I think there's a slight delay between our voices and what you guys are hearing, and it was almost immediately after you said Team Mitchell Kwapik that his name was picked. Anything to that?
I think John and Brandon definitely will vibe well, especially just being with just kind of their experience in these tournaments. Both have won this before. If I'm correct with Brandon, I know for sure John has with the kind of original dynasty of the tournament. Mm-hmm. I think they'll definitely be 2 leaders that the other guys will be looking up to. And I would definitely say it's a good pick.
That's fantastic. Shot Cruel in the chat said his league ain't ready. Do you know who that is? Shot Cruel?
I'm going to guess his...
Is it someone who was just drafted? Is it Eckel?
That'd
just be my guess based upon where we are. But Shot Cruel says league ain't ready. Those are fighting words. Someone who sounds very confident. And we'll find out next week if the league is in fact ready for Shot Cruel. Shot Cruel, please identify yourself if you would. So now we're moving on. Last pick in the first round, Team Shulk. Excited to see. Obviously, there's prestige. There's an element of being picked in the first round. You can say you're in this team's first round pick. That means something to some of these players, does it?
I would definitely say it does. And then going back to Shot Cruel, Shot Cruel is would be the 7th person on Mitch's big board. Tyler Stuckert.
Got it. Gotcha.
Could possibly be seeing his name here. If not,
Wow, is this a little foreshadowing?
this could be.
Could he be saying could he call his shot with the 7th pick here from Team Schulk?
Yeah, that would be kind of cool if he did. I wonder if he's had any contact with Ben. If they had any pre-draft interviews or workouts or anything.
Are they close? Do they know each other well, or would this be kind of out of the blue? If this was a deep foreshadow.
I would say they definitely have a bond in BSA, Palooza maybe.
They have a BSA connection.
Outside of our glorious BSA, not quite sure. I guess we'll possibly, if Shot Cruel or Tyler Stucker, whatever you prefer going by, if you wanted to write a little note in the chat, letting us know if you were taken here by Ben, how would that make you feel?
Shot Cruel is sick. I think we just refer to, if he is drafted at any point, we just say Shot Cruel.
Shot Cruel, okay.
Yeah, I mean, we got Chipped Rips in the chat, Schulte and Adam Elderson. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate all the positive commentary, helpful commentary. We appreciate we do this for you at the end of the day. That's why we do this gig. We like giving back to the BSA community. Do you feel as though the same sense of being rewarded, Nolan?
I definitely would. Just listening, to people letting us know that they like the broadcast or stuff that they possibly didn't like. Something we can always improve on. Just something that we always talk about: learning, growing, and succeeding.
Learn, grow, and succeed. The theme keeps repeating itself here.
We do have via the Captain's group chat, I believe, we do have Benjamin's pick here.
Great.
So with the last pick of the first round, Ben Schulk will be selecting. He'll be taking John Mickey.
John Mickey. Got it. Okay. Last pick of the first round, John Mickey. BSA 3-on-3 staple, legend, questionably. He's definitely got the stats to back it up. Definitely worthy of a first round pick here. He's all over this stat leaderboard. He doesn't quite crack the top 5 in any of the major categories in terms of career numbers, but he's right on the line if I take every single statistic that we keep here at BSA. Over 100 home runs at 129. That's kind of the benchmark that really tells you who the real hitters are, and obviously that also speaks to their body of work over the seasons that they've played. Batting .680, 259 hits on 381 at-bats. Great numbers here. Last pick of the first round, John Mickey. Thoughts, Noel?
I know they definitely have a great...
If you didn't already hear this, we're going to do a first-round recap of the 2025 With Palooza draft. Round 1 just finished. We had Team Wills, my co-host here, selecting Josh Breider at 1. Sam Greenthal going 2 to Team Stathis. Derek Stathis at 3 to Team Dowd, followed by Jake Schulk to Team AJ McKinnon. Team Strickland picking Mitchell Kwapik at 5. And then Team Schulte at 6 picking Brennan Eckel, which I think has kind of been the unanimous, highest value pick at 6, Brennan Eckel. And then rounding us out to end the first round, John Mickey to Team Schulk. Great group of players there, a lot of talent. Really excited to see how these captains and first round picks join together and figure out the rest of the roster.
Sorry, I've just been kind of distracted by the rain. It's really coming down out there.
Yeah, we are doing a
good thing it's not sticking.
Good thing it's not sticking. Chip Rips in the chat. What a steal there for Schulk. Interesting.
Maybe
John Mickey being a steal.
Maybe he knows something that we don't. I know whenever we are ready to move on to the second round, we do have some picks already ready to go.
Okay, let's get it going. Let's get this thing going. I'll kick it to you.
So with the first pick of the second round, Team Schalk will be selecting the guy from the chat himself, Shot Cruel, a.k.a. Tyler Stucker.
Shot Cruel. If I'm not mistaken, that's Adam Stucker.
Tyler Stucker.
Yeah.
Like
Sorry, it's
said,
Adam Elderson. I confused 2 names in the chat.
Yes, you did.
That's exciting. Stucker, first pick of the second round. Let us know your thoughts in the chat, Shot Cruel. You excited? How are you feeling? What emotions are going through your head right now? I know, this is a moment you look forward to every year, so I'm sure there's a lot of emotion there. Nolan, Stucker, I feel like that's a good value pick. First pick of the second round. Do you agree?
Yeah. Being listed at that number 7 spot, I'm sure Ben was definitely happy knowing that he knew that he could get him on that turn. So being able to kind of, even though we got him at 8, he definitely knew he was going to be getting him either at 7 or 8. I wonder if that was always a plan, or if he just didn't, or maybe Ben didn't want to take him in the first round to kind of let it fire beneath him. If Ben, we'll have to get some conversations from Ben.
It really shows you the level of mental gymnastics these captains go through to really fire up their team, get them ready for Monday. So much psychological warfare with other teams. It's a mental game out there. It's a long week. I mean, there's injuries, there's heat, coming off a long day's work, getting to the field every day, and then all culminating to Saturday, where it's a long day for those teams that they participate all the way to the championship. That's hours of time devoted, and I mean, you could speak to that duress. It's a marathon, is it not?
Yeah, I would definitely say it is a marathon, especially when some days, obviously, weather can get a little bit hot, or if there is by chance a day with rain where we aren't able to play a day, so you kind of have to play some more games on another day. So going
makeup
from
games.
Makeup games, yep. So going from maybe 2 to 3 games in one day to possibly 4 or 5. Just making sure that making sure that you are being hydrated. Not being like cold and down and cramping later in the week or anything like that.
Is there any other picks in?
There will be. With the second pick of the second round, John Schulte will be selecting Noah Karras.
Wow. The speedster around the bases. I think former Golden Glove winner. Am I wrong?
I believe he does have at least 1 Gold Glove, per my sources. Possibly more.
Per source?
Per my source.
Is it Shams? I heard he's reliable.
Some say he is. I got my... I want to reveal my source. Just it becomes like a mainstream kind of thing.
Nolan got faked out by a fake Shams account a few years ago saying LeBron was retired and shared it with all of us.
Yeah.
And we believed it for a few months because...
That account walked so NBA Centel could run.
Correct. And then he then tried to blame it on Mitchell, saying, "Didn't you say Shams was reliable?"
Correct.
Shams is indeed reliable, but not his fake account. That's not him, is it?
Yes. But I'm going to try to learn from that.
Yeah. No, all good. It's just,
Yeah.
it's something fun for the crowd at home.
It is, yes.
Okay, so Noah Karras at the second overall pick in the second round.
Mm-hmm.
So Schulte has Eckel and Karras. I feel like that's a strong team.
Yeah, I think those are 3 guys right there that you can kind of plug anywhere into the field. We'll be curious to see
That's
how
a great point. You could put those
how
guys.
they line up.
Yeah.
Coming up on Monday, maybe they try few different positions to kind of figure out what's going to be best for them come Saturday.
I'm sure Schulte has a vision. It's still coming down out there here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I know we have viewers all over the world. Got some people from, looks like, Iceland in the chat, China. But yeah, here locally in Wisconsin, bad storms.
Yeah, a lot of rain. Definitely good to have it on Saturday if it is raining in Muskego. So hopefully all this rain comes down, and then come this next week, we got some clear skies for some baseball.
Could not agree more.
We will be waiting for Connor's pick here with that third pick.
And here it is.
Here it is. I'll let you read this one out
Sure.
just because I went to the back-to-back.
Absolutely. So for the third pick of the second round in the 2025 with Palooza draft, team Connor Strickland selects Ethan Sikarsky. Sikarsky?
I believe it's Sacharski.
Sikarsky, that's what I said.
Yep.
Sub. Also known as Sub. Sub, wow. So we got Strickland, Mitchell, and Sub rounding out that squad. Sikarsky, known for maybe, unfortunately, that broken bone he had. Was it last year, 2 years ago with Palooza?
I believe, yes, 2 years ago would have been.
Horrible.
Or maybe even 3. Time just flies when you're having fun.
I have heard that before, and I can't agree more. He's a great player. Going at this point in the second round, do you put your stamp of approval on that?
Looking at the best available, I would say I was shocked by the pick just because there are a few guys listed ahead of him coming with the winning kind of experience. I guess we'll be curious to see how they play in the field, what Connor is going to kind of try to cook up here. Definitely will be excited to see how this team kind of all glues together.
Yeah. Kind of a lot of different personalities, maybe.
Yeah.
A lot of different merging forces of energy.
Yes.
So yeah, that'll be definitely interesting. I agree. Wow, Brewers are up 7-4 in the top of the eighth.
That's pretty good.
Bears homer to left, scored 3 in the seventh. If Contreras gets hot, which I think he will, I think that he's going to be poised for a postseason bump that we haven't seen from him this season. 7-4, it's exciting. I mean, obviously the videos that have come out about Frank the Tank, the New York Mets fan, losing yesterday, and the great throw from center field from Blake Perkins to throw out that tying run. It would be a real treat to see another Frank the Tank video this evening.
And a little fun fact for you about Mr. Contreras, if I'm correct, was living in the same building as where we are now with Mitchell Quabic. Many people don't know, and
that is correct. Yeah, you are
people
correct.
will never forget.
That was wild. That was a great pull. He did in fact live in bigger apartments here in Milwaukee. I think when was he traded here? He was traded here and then moved here. I don't know.
Just trying to get settled in into the city, figure out kind of the culture. And
Mitchell texted us. It was just like, I think that Contreras lives in my building.
Via an Instagram story, I believe, from his balcony.
Oh, yeah, he did see
Yes.
Gotta take over stuff.
Great sip right there, I think. What was kind of your? So I see you're kind of now mixing a new flavor in.
Yeah.
It's kind of explain to me why the change.
Happy to. And let me know if there's more picks coming in from the Captain's chat.
Will do.
But while you do that, for those following along at home, I was looking in this beer fridge next to me to try to find another blackberry. I love the matching aesthetic I have with the can and the bowl. It ends with us calling Hoover. Get out there, read it. But the only other available White Claw flavor, it just tastes better out of bowl. White Claw, I won't do beer out of bowl. I will not do that. Has to be White Claw. And the only other available flavor was ruby grapefruit. So that's what we went for. I mean, we got another one in there. I think I'm definitely going to finish both of those by the end of the stream. And then it's going to get dicey there. We got some Truly Lemonades and some Topo Chico that I got to pick from, which at this point I'm not sure which I'm going to go with.
And I know you said you won't do beer out of the bowl. I know we do have a lot of different varieties of beer here. Is it just beer in general? You don't even want to don't even let them touch the bowl, or?
I think it just beer needs to be cold for me to drink it.
Okay.
So if it comes out of the can, goes into the warm bowl, gets warmer faster.
Yep.
Leads to this whole. That reminds me, Mitch. There's 2 spotted cows in the freezer that are probably maybe frozen at this point. Can you go grab those? I don't want him to have to wake up to that. Have another reason to be upset with me. All right, so here we are. We are 3 picks into the second round.
We are, still waiting on AJ, possibly shopping picks, talking to his team on who he wants to bring in. I'm sure he definitely has some ideas of where he'd be going here, or who he would want to be going here. Maybe some picks have been a surprise to him, kind of threw him off a bit. So it'll be interesting to see where he's going to be going here.
I couldn't agree more. I think that when you're at this point in the draft, there's definitely people that have varying opinions of available players. And let's say you have someone on your board that you're scared will go in the pick or two that are above you. You're willing to make some moves to make sure you secure that player. Like there's a couple players that could have been potentially drafted in the first round that are still available. And so, maybe Team Mackin is thinking, okay, we still have the opportunity here to get some first round value. Maybe I can trade away an asset, get assets later down the road. All sorts can be traded, correct? I've heard cases of beer.
Yep, so with the trades, whatever you are trading, you will also be donating that to BSA, so that is kind of a big thing with trades. Always just making sure whatever you are taking or whatever you are giving, you're also going to be giving to BSA.
Oh, wow.
And
I did not know.
Am correct here, AJ will be making a selection.
Okay.
So with the 4th pick in the second round, AJ Mackinnon will be selecting. Tommy Wickers.
Tommy Wickers is still on the board. Holy crap. I forgot. Where the heck is he on this list? Am I wrong? That guy's a stud.
Yeah, I'm just going to... He was listed at 14 of the best available. Maybe it might just be Mitch wasn't a big fan of him. I know people do find him as a good ball player.
Yeah.
I would say I was hoping for him to be dropping down a few more picks, just because I would love to be on the same team as him for a week. Being able to play him in summer bags in the championship this year was pretty fun, playing directly next to him.
Has he played in every whiff?
He has not.
Okay, that makes sense. He has great batting average. His home run total is a little low at 72, but that makes sense since he's not played in all the seasons. Wow, great value there, Team Mackin. So their picks are currently Wickers and who they have in the first round. Remind me, would you? Co-host?
He would be having Jake Schulk.
Okay, so Schulk, that's a great team.
AJ, Jake Schulk, and Tommy Wickers. Another team, a lot of everyone you can just kind of put everywhere, see where they go. We'll be definitely curious to see what kind of lineup they're going to be bringing out. Definitely on Saturday. Gives them Monday to Friday to figure it out. Will be fun to watch for sure.
Yeah, definitely some fun teams that are forming here. So now we got your picks. 2 and 3 are a couple picks away now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you had a lot of thoughts going through your mind. I know you've done some mocks at home before this, figuring out what you're going to do with your picks in the half hour that you had after finding out you had the first overall pick. Are things going close to or similar to the way you thought?
So far, yeah. I would say the Tommy pick did shock me a little bit, just because of who is available.
Oh, really?
Especially just with some guys who do have kind of that winning mentality, or just the winning experience. I should say, not the winning mentality, because everyone wants to be a winner of this tournament. It's the biggest tournament in sports history. But I would say there definitely are some people still left on the board that I am shocked by.
Wow, yeah, absolutely. And obviously for you to get to list your back-to-back picks, and for the crowd at home getting to witness your you mull over that decision live. Okay. We do have the 5th pick of the second round. Team Dow has come in. And with the 5th pick of the second round, Team Dow Crowd selects Wesley Kwapik. Wesley Kwapik. Probably coming off the board a little later than he would have thought. That seems like good value, is it not, Nolan?
For Down especially, I would say so. They've had a lot of years together with me also on the team before with them. They always just seem to kind of find a way to be playing with each other come Palooza time.
They play with each other.
I would say they play with each other.
Wes, does Grace know about that?
Yeah, I guess we'll have to ask her about that this week.
Well, she's going back to school soon. Maybe
this will give them some
play friend.
Yeah, needs a new play date. Yeah.
PG. It's a family event.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm sure Colton definitely had Wes with a big star next to his name for this pick, especially just because they seem just to get along so well with each other. So we'll be curious to see how they play.
Absolutely. Picks are flying in, though. With the second last pick in the second round in the 2025 with a Palooza draft, Team Stathis selects Ty Termont. Second to last pick in the second round. Thoughts? Concerns? Commentary?
I would say I was shocked that he went this low. Definitely
Really?
So far.
I did kind of...
Great value. Going back to the big board here via what Red Mitch gave us. He did list Ty Termont at 9. Again, maybe...
Holy crap, is he really?
Maybe he did fall because he is missing those 3 days.
Right.
So,
But as long as you have him there for the...
Trying to find a sub. Maybe some people were just more thinking they just want a guy there that could be there.
That's a little confusing. Were you talking about Ethan Sikarsky, or were you talking about someone else to fill in? Those people...
See all the above, actually. So possibly could be
okay.
Possibly. Depends who would be missing. But yeah, I'm definitely shocked that he did come down.
Get out of here, brother! Christ.
He is a former, I believe it was a co-MVP the year that he won. The last 2 picks were the ones that shared that MVP title.
His 4th overall home run to at-bat ratio at 401. He's getting a home run 40% of the time he's at the plate.
Sometimes people just look at what they see. They don't always look at the advanced stats. Some people always just see what they see.
No. People just look at what they see?
Exactly.
Fucking A. That's so fucking true. A lot of us in the dispute. Todd Termont with the second to last pick in the second round. Great value pick for his Team Stathis. I'm sure he's elated. Who was there? They got Greenthal in the first round. That's a great looking squad.
Yep, you got Dev, you got Greenthal, and you got Ty.
If you're putting Vegas odds on this team, I feel like that's got to be
definitely a good looking team. Definitely a good looking team.
I see it, and I look at what I see, and it's a good looking team.
Exactly. You're understanding?
Yes, I understand your point now. Okay, so brings us to Team Woolen Gnomes here, my co-host. I'm tasked with picking back-to-back picks to round out the second and start the third round. Are you going to give us any insight here into what's going on inside that cranium of yours, or is this you're going to keep that up there?
I can definitely give a little bit of info. Definitely was shocked at how the second round has gone. Was definitely expecting some other people to possibly be further down or available to me. But I think still with what I kind of had mocked up over the couple of times I was looking at some things, I'll definitely be excited with where I'll be able to kind of go from here.
Okay. That was hard to understand.
Good. That's the point.
That's why we're a great team here. Okay. If you want me to just kind of monologue here, let me know if you need more time. But if you're ready, the floor is yours.
Yeah, if you want to just kind of just do a nice monologue of 20 seconds, I really appreciate it. It's like hearing your voice.
It's going to be more than that, I bet. As mentioned earlier, Brewers were up 7-4. Yeah, actually, it's a career with Palooza stats with doubles. It's a career